Hi everyone, welcome back to another PDQPD. Last week in my newsletter, someone read one of the blog posts that were included, and a phrase caught her eye that she asked me if I could elaborate on. And that phrase was called a drive workspace. And she asked if I could show what that was all about. So I thought that'd be a good topic for this week's broadcast. Right now I'm looking at my drive, and I'm looking at the standard drive view, and you can see I have all my folders in here just like you would, and I have my own organizational methods just like you do. And I tend to group my things by subject, which is pretty common, I think. But there are times when you need to include content from different folders into a project. So if I go from my drive view to my priority view, you can see that in the priority view at the top here, Google shows some items that it thinks I might need. And then down here, there's something called Workspaces. And I already have one created, but I'm going to show you how to create them. The first thing, obviously, is to hit the button here. And so what you would use a workspace for is to create a place where you wanted to bring in some content to work on a specific topic. For example, you could create a lesson plan or a presentation or a research paper, and you can bring anything from your drive into this space. So the first thing you want to do is title this. So in my case, I'm going to title this Canvas Course Design. And this will be my starting point to create a presentation on how to create a Canvas course. And you can see here that it shows me a couple of options that it might want me to use because of my title here. And I kind of like this one, so I'm going to select this file and I'm going to bring it in. And you can see I can bring up to 25 files into this workspace. But now I want to add some different files. So I will click the Add Files. It's going to open up a side space here. And I'm going to search in my Canvas folder. And I'm going to pull a few resources from there. Now I know that there is one in here. Here it is. It's called Course Design Checklist. I'm going to add that. And I'm going to add one more. And this one's going to be from my training materials folder within Canvas. And it's this best practices cheat sheet. So I'm going to add that. And these three resources should be good enough. And I'm going to call this done. Now what I've done here is I've created a workspace with these three resources in it that I can use to create my presentation on how to create a Canvas course. Now what I've done here is I have not, as it appears, I have not moved these items from my drive into this workspace. What I've effectively done is added a linked clone to this. And when the time comes that I want to take this out of this workspace, all I have to do is click the three vertical dots and click Remove from Workspace, and it will put it back into its drive. It won't delete that. It just moves it out of the workspace and back into its original location. So you can see I have two different workspaces here that I've created. And let's, for a moment, say, hey, here's something. It's a high-quality digital resource guide that's in another workspace. I want to bring that into my Canvas Course Design workspace. I'm going to click the three dots, and you can see there's an Add to Workspace. It's going to show me my Canvas course design, and here it says it's already in the Edpuzzle presentation workspace. So I'm going to add it to my course design, and you can see that it adds it. It puts it in both. So it puts that clone into both locations. Now I have all of these resources here in one place where I can work on my presentation and have the resources right here. Before this, you would have to perhaps download the PDFs and have tabs open to have all this stuff on one place. And it's a little bit awkward. Now what it doesn't do is it doesn't include web pages because they're not in your drive. But that's where you can add your reading list, and you can bring in any of the websites that you want and leave them on your reading list, and they are there for you. Now all of these, the beauty of all of this is when you shut down your device or log out of Chrome or whatever, you can come back and your Canvas Course Design workspace will still be here with your resources in it. and your reading list would still be there with your resources in it. And it's a great way to work on different projects in different spaces without having to cycle through everything in your drive. When you're finished with the workspace and you no longer need it, you can go to the three dots and you can click Remove from Workspace, and this workspace will go away. But what will happen, you'll see the alert. The workspace will be removed, but the files remain in their original location, so I can go ahead and remove that. If you get into a place where you have a lot of workspaces and you don't want to see them all, again, in the three dots, you can hide the workspace. All of your hidden workspaces are down here where you can click the arrow and see what you have. And then it brings up this default when you no longer have any workspaces in your field. I hope this is helpful to you and it's something you and your students will be able to use. And as always, have a great day.